after I got to fooling with this stamp set and dies, I decided I'm going to do a page on mom's quilts and use all these quilting things with this. We are there.
We are here. Yes. It did not take us long tonight to get it up and
No.
running. Here, yes. It just takes a moment for me to catch up the technology.
Yes. It takes a while.
And it is still just 6:28. So we'll just kind of, if you can say something so that people can see the card, and then I'm just going to be quiet until 6:30.
Okay, well, this is our card for tonight, and we know we are early. And so if we're just going to kind of hang out here for a few minutes and let everybody join in with us. I'm going to do a page on my
Technology.
yes. Did you turn that down? I could hear the
Yes,
okay.
I muted my phone and then my finger bumped it and turned it back on.
Oh, no problem. I just wanted to make sure. So let's see if we have anybody here yet. I don't see anybody. But like you said, we're early tonight, and they're not used to us being early. That is lots different for us. Ah, there's your mom. Hello, Carol. Glad to see you're here with us.
It is 6:30 now, so we'll go ahead and get started so we can be respectful of everyone's time. Thank you all for joining us, whether you're joining us live on Monday, July 27th, or you're watching the replay on Facebook, or you're watching our new YouTube, which this video will be uploaded to YouTube either tonight or tomorrow. So we are glad you're joining us, whichever format you are watching. If you could please comment and let us know if you're watching on Facebook, that would be great. And I think that if you're watching on YouTube, there's also a way to comment on YouTube. So just let us know you're here. That would be very much appreciated. I'm going to start off with just a couple of announcements, mainly for the demonstrators on our team. And if you're not a demonstrator, don't tune me out because this could apply to you as well. This is the front cover of the September to December catalog from Stampin' Up! And demonstrators can order from this catalog now, along with the September online exclusives. And so if you are a demonstrator on my team and you're not finding the online catalog or the online exclusives and you need help placing an order, let me know. If you're not a demonstrator on my team and you see this front cover and you really wish you could see more right now, let me know. I'm happy to get you a catalog in the month of August so that you can prepare an order for early September when the catalog goes live. Or I'm happy to welcome you to my team so you can order anything from the insides of the catalog that you'd like to order without waiting till September. I tell you that I've mentioned this before. Ordering products early is like the best perk from Stampin' Up! I like it more than the discount or commission. The other announcement that I have is the I'm already talking September. The July product of the month is the stamp set Begonia Bell, and I shared a picture of it in the preview post earlier this afternoon. And I believe it is still available, and it can be yours for just $5 with a $75 or more purchase. One last thing I want to let you know, I am going to start something new in August. And so next Monday night is the first Monday in August. My newsletter will be coming out on Tuesday because that's when products will be available and I can send you correct links to the products. So look for an announcement next Monday night or in the newsletter on Tuesday with something cool and exciting because I'm going to start um, a little rewards program. Yes, I'm playing off of my last name, but there will be a little rewards program starting next week for orders placed with me. And don't worry, for the demonstrators on my team, if you place an order, you also qualify because that benefits me as well. And you're part of our team. And I'd rather you get the benefits, whether you're a demonstrator or a customer. So look for those details next Monday night, a little teaser. And I'm going to say hi to my mom and hi to Louise. We are glad you're here. We are glad anyone else is here that is watching. And I am going to be quiet now and let Debbie take over.
Okay. I'm not sure we can wait till next week. Uh, that's just torment to throw out a little teaser and then that's it. Uh, but anyway, I guess we'll have to.
You
Uh,
have to because I know in my head what it's going to be. I just don't have a visual to show, and I want you to be able to see it.
okay. All right. Well, we will wait. But anyway, this is our card that we're going to make tonight. And um, I took the idea from somebody, but I really changed this one. This one, and it came from um, Jackie Ballheim. How do I say her last name? Oh,
Full House, I think.
yes, yes, that's it.
Pop
She
and Stompers.
Yes, she is the one that designed this, and then I changed it up to suit myself. So, anyway, we are working with this stamp set, and this is stitched stocking, and it is one, two, three, four different five different sayings, lots of texture stamps and the lines, and this one here. And then you have like these little shapes. So lots of things you can do with this. And then once you add in the stitched stocking dies, you really get a lot more that you can do. There's 16 dies on this, and to make 16 cards out of this, I think you would have no problem whatsoever. A card with each thing. It's like unbelievable how much you can do with this stamp set. We've got holly and berries down here. We've got a lot of stitched things that, like these and these and these, all make like quilt designs. And so can do all kinds of things with them. But anyway, we've got Christmas trees and these kind of look like Christmassy poinsettia type things. The stocking, you have a stocking base and then a stocking overlay. And then like, you know how at the top of a stocking, you kind of have that little white fluffy stuff. You have another area there for that. Or you can use that as a um, banner, as a, oh, can't think of it. It's a banner, yeah, to use to stamp your words on. So all kinds of neat things. And then we're using the paper that is stitched, a stitched season. And I'm going to pull this out. I've chopped this up so much that it's kind of hard to spread it out. So here we have candy canes. And then look at those beautiful birds. Aren't those pretty? Now I have next week, I think you'll see some of this where I cut this bird out and used him for something. And then we have this color, and here's the match for it. These two go together. And we have this page, and this is the opposite side. And then we have this page, which this page would make a very good large, I don't know where it went, but anyway, it would make a very good large page if you were doing something scrapbooking. And then this snowflakes are on the opposite side. Then we have this one, which is beautiful. You could use that any time of the year. Same goes for this one. These are just like little dots on there. So they could be used for anything. And then we have, this is where I cut out, no, the other one was one of the birds. But I did use this in some of the cards tonight. And then we have this page, which has holly on it. And this is the other side of it. So lots of pretty papers that you can do all kinds of things with. And we will get started. Let me get me a cough drop just a second.
And while Debbie's getting her cough drop, two other products in the Sweet collection that she will show as she's using them are the adhesive backed mini Christmas buttons, which are red and white buttons, and the stitched ribbon. It's red ribbon with white stitching.
And here they are, but I will show them as we use them. They are both really beautiful. So let's get started. The first thing that we need is our card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Did I say that right? No. 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. I do that wrong all the time because I'm so used to a card base is the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's what I think of as a card base, is strictly the what's already folded and ready to go.
And
And
that's pecan pie that you're using?
no, this is crumb cake.
Okay.
Yep, this is crumb cake. And then we're going to use old olive, and it is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And it's going to go in the middle of our card. Okay, we're going to have room at the top and room at the bottom. Now, I'm going to do something really daring. I did it different on this card. You can see I stamped right down here, the Merry and Bright, and it's not my best stamping. So I'm going to try it again and do it differently so that I can see if I can do a better job of it. And I'm stamping in Secret C. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it, and then I'm going to put my ribbon right across the top part so that you can't see that it's there. Now we'll see how that works. This is totally experiment, okay? I do know that the ribbon will fit underneath of that. And so I'm going to eyeball it. Okay. Get the ink off there. And then I'm going to show you what I did with the ribbon. The very first time I did the ribbons, I took little bitty teeny tiny glue dots and placed all along the ribbon and then placed it here. And I did not care for that process. So I decided to try something different tonight. And so what I'm using is this little bitty tearing tape. Um, and I'm cutting a little piece and I'm going to start it right there and just run it along on that ribbon. And I know my hands are in the way, and that's very hard for you to see, but you can see the aftermath of it. Your ribbon, I kind of like my ribbon to stay exactly where I want it. And so that's why I'm not using the back. You know, most of the time you would take your ribbon and wrap it around and then glue it in the back. And I'm not doing that because this is going on the very front of the card. And let's see if I've got enough. Yeah, I think I do. I think I've got enough. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull the paper off of both of these. So if you ever have trouble with ribbon, there's more ways to get ribbon on a page than what you think. Okay, and I know where my ribbon is right here, the top, and I want that to go right there. And see, that covers up my top part of that stamp that said, may all your days be merry and bright. I just wanted them merry and bright on there. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to clip it on both ends. Now, if you could, it's better for ribbon like that you would wrap it around a card like that. And then you could tape it real good on the back side. But because this is on my main card, I really couldn't do that. So that's why I chose to do it this way. Okay. So let's get back to our green is 3 3/4. And then we have a white piece. And I know you're going to say this, but please don't get aggravated at me. It is 3 9/16 because I just wanted a tiny, tiny frame around there. I did not want much, and you can see how little that frame is now that it's set down. And then I took real red, and the real red is 3 1/2. And I need to change my blade. I got some little stubs coming out. And this one again is just the teeny tiniest. Little frame around everything. Okay. Then now we're going to take the candy cane paper. And when I did this card, I used the Christmas tree die. And it looks like this. Well, they also have one that is a package that looks like this. And I thought, well, I'm just going to give us a little variety tonight. And so we're going to make the one with the candy cane. So what I do, I get out my plate. All I need is 2 inches and about 4 to get 2 of these. Excuse me. to cut two of these out. And then I would put my plate over top and run it through. So I went ahead and did that ahead of time. And so I got two different of these. Can you actually see the package in them, Donna?
Yes, yes, I can
Okay.
see them.
Okay, yeah, I can tell. And what you need to do, they're cut, but like in all of the corners, they're just holding on by a little snip. And you just have to go through and snip it just a tiny, tiny bit. You have to be real careful not to snip too much. And get your little package to come out. And now on the stocking, where you see the designs in the stocking, that's the same way. You just have these little bitty tabs that's holding that in. And I will show you the stocking. This is the way it looks. So all of these things, each one of these sections, the star, the square, all of that's held in by just tiny little sections. And you can cut them out. Okay, so what we would do is put our one of them there. And one there. I'm not sure if I need to cut the ribbon out and put it down there. We'll have to kind of look at it and see if what we think about that. It may be that we need to. Um, the Christmas tree was just all one piece, so I didn't have to do that. But this one being a package, there's a little more minus there. And the red. Maybe I need to change that red. Let's see if it would look better on white. I think it would. The red's way too much, isn't it?
It is harder to see on the red.
Yeah. Okay. We'll change that up. In just a second, we'll finish cutting this. And then we'll change that. Okay. Let's see if I can get that off. Nope, it would leave a spot. So I will just put another piece of white on top. And that was 3.5.
Yes.
So I'm going to go inside just a little fraction from 3.5. And I will have to give you that measurement later.
3 7/16.
Ooh, you are fast. Okay. That's a lot of paper right there, but that's all right. I'd rather have a lot of paper than it to not look good. I didn't think about that I was putting the red on top of red. And with what the measurement that Donna gave you, it's going to be right at corner to corner right there. And then one piece goes here and one piece goes here. And what I did was I glued these two pieces down to the card and I put these on foam dots. And I think I'm going to leave it just like it is. I don't think I'm going to cut that strip out of the middle. So let's get this, and we're going to get our little mat out, our silicone mat. And I am going to use my glue and get this all glued up very quick and easy. And I'm going to put it right down there on the very edge of the white. I'm not leaving no frame around that. I'm covering up that white. So it kind of does look like you have the red on red in the corners. Okay, we're going to do the same with the other one. And it's no big deal to glue these pieces together. And I know everybody doesn't, but I love to do paper piecing. And when I get to glue little pieces together, it just thrills me. And I know I heard another demonstrator the other day say that she always loved to play with paper dolls. And she thinks that's where her love of paper crafting came from. And I am here to say I totally agree because I did really enjoy my paper dolls as a kid. And I love playing with paper now too. Oh, I was gonna put these up on pop-up dots. Let me see if I can get that up. No, I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna ruin it. We will just put it down flat. I got started gluing and just kept gluing, didn't
And I wasn't paying attention.
I? Okay, there is our gift in that corner. Okay, so I'll set that aside. And now we're going to take this and we're going to place it in here. And I'm going to use my grid marks. And this ribbon is, I've got 2 blank grids, which is a 1/2 inch. And then this takes up 1 whole grid mark. So what I'm going to do with this one, now I've already put my glue strips on the back here. And so all I have to do is take them off. I didn't want you all to have to sit and watch me do that 2 times. I figured once was probably enough. But I want to try to get it up here on the same spot as that moved on me. Yep, there we go. And then I'll adjust this to be in the middle where it needs to be. Okay, a little bit of frame between both places and the sides. And then I need to trim off the excess ribbon. Now I found that if your ribbon has that tape runner on it and you trim it off here, it will not fray as bad. But if you don't put the tape all the way to the end, then it will fray some. So just kind of be careful on that. So there is the front of our card. Let me get my glue top back on. I don't like to leave it off very long. Okay, got that. Now we're ready for the inside. And the inside of this is sending warm wishes this Christmas. And what I did was, because we had Christmas trees on the front, I took this die cut and cut out these Christmas trees and then just glued them down on the bottom. This one, I don't have Christmas trees. So it's like, oh, that kind of messes with things. And I need to put my button on the center. And I know the white one would look good, but I'm wondering what the red one would look like. Let's pick one of those off and just kind of hold it there. Mm,
And if you look at the edge of the buttons, there is a outside edging. It looks like it's silver colored on both the red and the white buttons.
I think the white one's going to look best on that. Yes, there is some glitter silver edging on that, and they are very pretty. And if you're good with a needle and thread, you could always put thread through there, bring it out, and then tie a little bow, and it looks like you put your button on with a little bow. So there we are with our bow, our button on the front, and we're ready for our inside. And what I wanted to do was to use the stamp, which was this little dotted line. I wanted to use it and stamp all the way around just to give it a little bit of color to it. And you know what? I'm thinking now that I did this, I think I'd rather have it done in red. So after all, you all are going to get to see me do it again. I do the whole thing. And I also saw a few places that I messed up. And so I'm going to start right here. And I am not able to see that I'm right over everything. So if I make a mistake, I hope you all will understand. And I'm going to stamp all the way to the end. And then I'm turning this around and I'm going to do the same thing. I didn't like the way my corners looked on the other one. And with these, they're real tiny. And if you press too hard, you're going to get, your stamps won't be the same shape. Okay, now notice, see how I did this one? And I didn't like the way those looked, those ends. So that's why I'm doing this one this way, because I wanted the stamp to go all the way to the end and then this to go on the inside. And it may be harder, but we're gonna, when we get down to the end, it's going to be, see, there's not enough room. So I need a Post-it note to go right along there. And then there we go, inside only. And one more. I was trying to save you all from having to watch me just keep stamping that over and over and over, but I didn't like the way it looked. So, and then I thought about the color. It needed a little color on the inside. So I am going to also stamp sending warm wishes this Christmas. And that is also in that same stamp set. My real red, the only thing I have is the little small one. And anytime I use the little small ones, I usually, unless it's something real little, I usually bring the ink pad to the stamp. Okay. There we are. Now I have a little bit of ink on here, and I don't want to have it on everything else. So if I don't clean it off, I will have it all over the place. And I really like the red and this crumb cake. I think they look really good together. And I cut this to be 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches on for the inside. And there is our card. Wonder which one you like the best, the trees or the presents. So,
I
okay.
like them both, but I think the green pops a little bit better. So I
Yeah,
think I have a slight preference for the trees, but it'll be interesting to see what everyone watching says.
yeah. I'm like you though. I really like, and I use the oh, it's not real red in
Cherry
this one.
cobbler.
Cherry cobbler, that's it. I use cherry cobbler in this. Um, but the ribbon goes with either the cherry cobbler or the real red. So either one is fine. Okay. Are y'all ready to see the rest of what I've got?
Yes.
Yes. I'm excited. Okay. So this one is a card, actually, and it opens up like this. You very easily could punch a little hole in this and use it as a gift tag. You could put your to and from on the back. I didn't think about that till sometime during the night last night. And it was like, oh, I should have made that as a gift tag. And like I was saying, I punched this out in the red, and then I punched this out. And Donna, you'll have to help me with the name of this paper. And I'm hoping you all can see how beautiful this paper is. It
That looks
has,
like the shimmering stripes paper.
yes, yes, it has these little stripes on it. And I know the camera is going to have a really hard time focusing on it. It has these little stripes on them. So I cut out the red stocking and the white shimmery stocking. And I cut out the large background. And what I did was I had a card that say this was the fold, it was the right size. And I let my um, top of my die hang off just a little bit. And so that made me be able to open it up like an actual card. So that was the green. And then I cut out the red and the white, put the red, glued the red down, and then I took the white and I cut it apart. You know how you always think, I think of course, I know I'm old school, but I always think of the toe and the heel and the top being white. And I thought, okay, it needs a little bit in there in the middle of that star. And so these are all popped up. They are on dimensionals. And then you just open it up like a card and you can put, and on that stamp set, it has a to and from. So you could very easily just do this with one piece of green and not with the fold and use that as a tag, a really nice tag. So that was designed by Karen Titus. And then we have one that's not quite a Christmas card, but look at that. That is a baby card. And again, I used the shimmery pastels paper. And I cut one out of the pink and the green and the yellow, and then one out of the white. And then I used my yellow as my background, and then just cut the little pieces and pieced it all together. And this is the Barely Blush, one of the new in colors. And this is the Barely Blush ribbon. And that ribbon just feels so good. I love the way that feels. I use the mini alphabet dies for the baby, and I use the same on that color paper. And I used the little bitty tiny butterflies, the pink and the white butterflies, just to add a little something extra to it. This is popped up and the letters are popped up. And then on the inside, I wasn't sure, and I didn't have baby stuff out, so I don't want to stamp the inside of it until I know what I want to put. But I went ahead and used leftover pieces and just put that on the inside just for some little something to go in there. And this was made by or designed by Bree Kathleen. And you all know I'm terrible with these names, so if I mess them up, I'm sorry. A lot
So
of
I'm going to
these,
quote Cheryl here. That baby card is absolutely precious.
I just wish I had a baby to send it to right now. I don't. And this one I got from Kate Stacy Cogwell. And I'm going to tell you, I saw hers and I wasn't quite sure how she made it. So I decided to make it the way I wanted to. So I did. Um, in the die set, wait just a second, let me get it. You have this die. And I took it and I cut it out of white. And then I took a piece of paper. I think these are like 1 inches. Yeah, 1 inches by 4 1/4. And I took my blending brushes, and you can see it looks pretty nasty, but I just laid it right here, took the blending brushes, and I did one real light, one dark, one light, and one dark, and did these the same way. Now, you never get them exactly the same, and that's okay. And then I did the red one, light, dark, and I got finished, and I thought, I want something different on these little dots here. These are in the die right there. And so I cut this out again with gold paper. And that gave me all of these to put in there. And I thought they just set it off really nice. They're all popped up. The saying, may all your days be. And that was from the Merry and Bright. And I just cut it off so that you couldn't see the bottom and use that. And then on the inside, I put the Merry and Bright. And I did some of the little brushes where I just smudged the ink. Okay. Now we have another Christmas card. And this one is called a book binding. It opens like a book does. And I just used the DSP, the paper, cut it out, and then made a frame around it and put it on. And I just did some more DSP there, stamped Merry Christmas to you and yours. Now I did put the twine inside and then glued that together in there. And I really glued it together really good. And then on the inside, I put a white piece of paper and a little bit of the candy cane paper. So it's a book binding card. And you can do this in just about any design you want. But you do start your paper with a 4 1/4 by 11. Fold it or score it at 5 1/2 and score at 4 1/4. And that gives you this little spot right here. So um, if anybody's interested in knowing how to do that or wants to do that, let me know. And this card was designed by Anne Verlando, Verillo. Not sure how you say that.
Verillo, maybe.
Verillo. That sounds good. Okay. And then we have something that's different from Christmas. And this is 4th of July. And I know we're already out of 4th of July, but like I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, I love a stamp set that it has a lot of versatility. And this is showing you how you can use the same paper. This is all the winter paper or the Christmas paper and make it into a 4th of July card. This was um, designed by Mary Dietzman. And these, this is the die cut that I used. I cut one out of the snowflakes and one out of the red with the little dots, and then I cut two out with the white, and that makes that pinwheel or a quilt block. And you could very easily make this into a quilt block and put it on your card. I used the party banners to make those, and one of the swirly, I forget what that, so swirly, is that what that's called, Donna?
Yes.
Okay. And this is the 3 banner punch here. And I didn't put any wording on the inside because again, I didn't have my 4th of July stuff out. But I just made another one of these and put it on the inside to just fix it up. And to me, I think this on the corners of the inside of the card makes a very pretty inside. And no matter what you were putting on the outside. So this could be a piece of die cut that you use a lot of. And then we have some tags. I think I'm assuming Donna made these as tags.
I was just playing with the stockings.
Once you get started, you don't want to quit. I'm telling you, I had so many ideas that I wanted to make that I just couldn't hardly stop. So this is, what is the, no, this is the same. This is crumb cake. This is pecan pie, right, Donna?
Right.
Right. Okay. So again, she just did this in white and put it right on here, would make a cute little tag. You could write your to and from and your message on the back. This one, she popped up the top and she made it out of the
It's out of the cherry cobbler or real red, I don't remember, cardstock, but there are also embossing folders, and there are 3 embossing folders. One is Halloween with, I think, bats, one has candy canes, and one has snowflakes. You get all 3 embossing folders with the set. They're very small and narrow, like it just that fit it perfectly. And I ran it through the candy cane one.
I love this. You don't know how long I looked for that paper. I was like, I don't know where she got this paper. So, and then this was just one of the pieces of DSP, and she just cut it out of that main piece and then cut the top out there. You could do your to and from. You could stamp anything on there, whatever you wanted to. And then this one is made out of the large cherry cobbler and then another cherry cobbler. And your little pieces here can kind of stand up a little bit and make your star look real realistic. And these are all popped up. So those are ones that Donna made
And so
for
I
us.
need to give a little correction. The embossing folders are called seasonal cheer mini embossing folders, and there are autumn leaves, Halloween bats, and Christmas candy canes. No snowflakes.
Oh, okay. All right. And then this is a card that Donna made for us. And she again used the large cherry cobbler frame. And then you cut out the different pieces of DSP. And then this is, there's so much of this set that I did not even get to use. There was so many pieces. Let me see if I can get this one off. Got it. In the DSP, this star was just blank on the inside. And she cut this out and put it right there in the middle. And so very, very useful. And here's the other, you have a square, and this one would make pointy ends, and then your little diamond. And then you could do them in the little triangles there. And that would be a triangle, not a diamond. And this is a larger banner. All kinds of things in there. But the true secret to this is that this pops up and sits like that. And I know that's really hard for you all to see. Let me see if I can, yeah, get it down just a little bit.
It's actually meant to, yeah, sit up on the
Sit like that.
ground. Yes.
Isn't that cute? This is DSP, and it is up on this pecan pie is up on foam dots, just so that this will catch and set there. So I love this. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And then you can put whatever you want on the inside. So there is all of our examples of the a stitched season and stitched stocking set with the DSP, the stamps, and the die cuts, ribbon and buttons. All kinds of pretty things.
So you used a lot tonight, Debbie, and we appreciate that. And while you're setting up the cards that you made so we can vote, I'm going to share a few of the comments. Both Ray and Cheryl really liked the two samples. They had a preference for the trees because the green popped more. The baby card is precious, as noted earlier. Cheryl said that. And Ray really likes the baby card too, but he doesn't want any babies in the family right now. And Louise had an excellent suggestion that you could use these stockings to make ornaments for your Christmas tree.
Oh, yes. I like to make ornaments and give them to my grandchildren. And so those would be a cute little ornament for the tree. Yes. Okay, are we ready to start voting?
We are ready.
Whew. Let's see, how do we do this? Okay, the trees, 4th of July, the book card, Red and green. I don't know what else to call this one. The baby card and the red stocking. So Christmas trees, 4th of July, book card, red and green, baby card, and the red stocking. So if you're listening or watching on the replay, please comment and let us know which one you like the best. And we appreciate each and every one of you commenting and letting us know what you like, what you don't, and your suggestions. I never thought about putting that on a Christmas tree, but that would be really cute on a tree. Um, and even if you did like some silver or gold paper to kind of sparkle it a little bit. So all kinds of cool ideas. And if you go on Pinterest, you can find lots and lots of things, of ways of making quilt patterns with this set. Okay.
Okay, so far we have one vote from Cheryl. She loves them all, but her favorite is the trees and then the book card.
Okay. I believe I've made a book card um, years ago that we've done on class. I'm not sure, but maybe pretty soon I'll add that one in again. Um, it's so easy, but it's unique, and I really like it. So,
Louisa's favorite is the trees for Christmas and then the baby card for a baby. And Ray's favorites are the trees and the stocking.
okay. He thinks he has to stay in good with the person that's showing them. Okay. All right.
Thank you for showing us so many great ideas with the set tonight, Debbie. As you can see, there are endless possibilities with the Stitched Season Suite Collection, whether you get the entire suite collection or just the paper or just the stamps or just the dies, or you do the dies and stamps together as a bundle to save 10%. If you have any questions about this suite collection, let us know. It is part of the May to August catalog offerings. Next week, we are continuing our Christmas in July, 2 weeks of Christmas, but it is going to be the pretty, I think it's called Pretty Poinsettia. I know it's
yes.
poinsettias. And
Mhm.
Cheryl's asking if we can show the scrapbook page again. We did not have a scrapbook page tonight.
No, we did not. I have one in my head with this set, but I have not got it all together yet. But when I do, I will show it. It may be a little bit later, maybe a couple of weeks. I'm not sure when I'm going to get it all together. But no, no scrapbook page. Sorry. Okay. Are we finished with everything?
We are. We will say hello to Gail, who's joining us at the end. We're glad you're here too. And we thank everyone for joining us. And we will see you all next Monday night.
All right. Bye.